fanboys. So this will be...
I'm a little bit less than you, I think.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I fanboy over everybody harder than you do.
Yeah. Can you look at Blue's base really quickly? Up
Okay.
above his TC, there's a sheep hovering over the boar.
Oh, I see
And I
that.
find that quite entertaining.
Yeah, it is entertaining. I guess...
User disconnected from your channel.
Dave? He found it so entertaining he had to leave. Dave? You there, bro? Well, a boar has 340 food, and then an extra 100 for the sheep. Gives you 340. You just have to lure in the sheep, unfortunately. I don't know what happened to Dave. Maybe his internet dropped. Kind of weird how he just talked about the sheep and left, but we're going to cast the game, and I'm sure he will come back. Guys, this is a 2v2. We have Magyars for fire in the green for Brazil, and then we have Miguel in the red playing as the Chinese. He is up against the Max playing as the Chinese, and then we have Magyars for Zupi. I know that Finland players might not be that well known. That is because they don't play a lot of 1v1s, but to give you an idea of how strong these players are, some of the Tyrant players like Jordan and Viper have said that Max is definitely one of the top team gamers in the world. Also, I'm sure you've seen me cast Max before. Zupi, he's been AFK for quite some time. He was big during the second Nations Cup, I think. It was maybe 2 years ago. And he did really well. That was when I became a Finland fanboy. He's amazing with Mongols, I'll say that. Check left corner. You want to look for the...
User joined your channel.
Oh, hey, what's up? Dave's ghost has joined us. Yeah, there's a wolf in the left-hand corner here. Courthouse. So, we'll wait for Dave to reappear. Magyars will probably be the civilization to go scouts here. And I think we'll probably see... Oh, hey, what's up?
TeamSpeak was just like, nope, you're fucked.
I was going to say, good thing it wasn't the headset.
Oh, it wasn't, man.
Yeah.
It was just like, TeamSpeak's like, nope, not having you, sorry. See you later, kid.
Alright, well, I was just explaining the history of the players, and actually, Miguel was on the most recent winning Nations Cup team, was he not?
No, I think Miguel was on,
he was on the
Brazil A.
Yeah, okay. So Brazil A was also fire. But both Brazilian teams did good in the recent Nations Cup. The Finland's Nations Cup team made it to the finals and lost to Brazil B. But since we normally see one civilization go into archers and one civilization go into scouts, just because it's a better composition, as a team, we'll probably see archers for Chinese and then scouts for Magyars. That would make a bit more sense. Oh, guys, I think I'm going to wait a little bit more for the food. Thank you for the reminder. Give me 5 more minutes. I'll go turn the oven off. Actually, quick story time before we get to that. One time I started a stream at 9 a.m. This was a couple months ago. And maybe at 8:30, I decided to put some chicken in the oven. Just one piece of chicken. That way I could eat lunch and have it prepared for the stream. I just didn't wake up early enough. So I put the chicken in the oven. I'm like, okay, 10 minutes into the stream, I have to get off my PC and turn the oven off. And my timer on my oven's really old-fashioned and dumb, so normally I use my phone, and I just didn't use my phone because I figured I would remember. Well, I didn't remember, and I stopped streaming at 2 p.m. There was no smoke in my kitchen or anything, and that thing was like a nugget of charcoal. It was so bad. I had to throw out the pan, man. Like, I couldn't get this giant burn mark off the pan.
Did you eat it?
No, I didn't eat it.
A real man would have ate that, man.
Yeah.
This is where he's wasting your money, chat. You're donating all your hard-earned cash to this guy, and he's just burning it in his oven.
It burned that sub money in the oven.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically a sub. Like a chicken, that's basically a sub right there.
It's like a fifth of a sub, I guess, right? Because, I don't know, it depends where you're buying your chicken.
How much does chicken?
Well,
what, you're buying your chicken for like $1?
I can get chicken $2.99 a pound. So, considering...
What?
Yeah. Dude, you live in Canada. It's
Is this like grade C? Like, has this chicken been in a knife fight or something? Like, what? That's crazy,
Are you
dude.
saying that's expensive or cheap?
Or cheap, sorry.
Yeah,
Cheap.
okay. Yeah, I remember when I went to Canada, I wanted to buy a chocolate bar. It was like $5 US or something crazy. Anyway, yeah, we should probably talk about the game at some point.
It's just heating up right now. It's just
yeah.
heating up. They know where each other is, and
Yeah.
they're deciding on strategies here.
It will be scouts for fire in the green, and
Scouts for Max, probably. No, Max is going archers.
yeah, he'll go archers, and I think Miguel wanted to go. Yeah, he's also going archers, 3 on gold, and then most likely scouts then for Zupi. So, no surprises. Time to stop talking. Yeah, hero. I'll try. So it is interesting with Maggers involved, because they're as close to Huns as you get, and they can transition pretty fast, and they also have the extra attack on their scouts here. So if we see a 2v1 situation, or even if we see scouts attacking archers, to do a little bit more damage.
Interesting how... Oh, it's a mirror. Okay, never mind. Sorry, that TeamSpeak drop kind of screwed me up. I was like, interesting how both Miguel and the Max are going full walls archers, and then I realized they're both Chinese. But
That's
Miguel
fine.
is going like full walls, no balls.
Yeah.
On that one side, that's crazy.
Well, he almost has to. Look how easy it is for Max.
It's so open, yeah.
Yeah, Max,
open over there.
He just builds a couple houses in the early game, and then all the pressure that will come to him will come right towards his archer ranges, and he can just camp on the hill, so... kind of have to do it, especially in team game when scouts could be coming over. Why is Winlands
Both
on the
teams.
score? Just wait, Pasty, just wait.
Yeah, just wait until they win. Why are both teams are just going like super defensive here?
Yeah.
Like, look at the walls from Fire. Zupi's gonna get a wall down across there, and he's the most open, and he's even preemptively walled in his wood line already.
Yeah, I think... See, in a 1v1, you can normally scout and expect where your opponent's attack is going to come from. But in a 2v2, example Fire right now, you never really know. So walls are truly the safest way. Otherwise,
but this is excessive, man. This is excessive. Like, I've watched 2v2s before, dude.
Well, it's paid off here for Max. Because the scouts are here, and they can't get in. And he has his archers waiting. And that's no problem. It's also going to pay off for Fire, I believe. And I guess the only person that's somewhat exposed still is Miguel. He's waiting on the hill with his archers. Okay, so I'm going to go turn off my oven. Dave, where do you want me to have the... Who do you want on view lock?
Put on view lock on the host.
Who was the host? Fire. Okay, I'll be right back. Dave is going to cast from the view lock of Fire.
Okay. Looks like Fire's sending some more villagers to wood. He's fully walled. He's going to gold now. Now he's just looking around his farms. Got some idols on the berries there. Coming in. Ooh, he's coming into Zupi's base before Zupi can full wall, but Zupi walled off his wood, so I don't know what Fire's gonna do here. Zupi's trying to get a tower down on that gold in the wood, but Fire's not gonna be able to deny that because he'll just quick wall. Yep. There's the quick wall. And he's going to have to run to somewhere else now. He knows that Max is fully walled because he was there before. So he can't really hit it unless Miguel comes along with archers. Looks like he's managing his economy quite well, though. It was fun. It's nice on view lock. I also had view lock, so I was just like...
It's hard because they move so fast and they do 3 different things at once, so you can't talk about all 3 at the same time. I want to start using the unit spy for the stream. That's one thing that other streamers do I never do here.
What, like the fog of war?
Yeah. How does that work
exactly?
Yeah, this is cool. So, it's a little bit complicated, guys, but you could see here, for example, this is what Zupi has scouted. This is what he cannot see, but you can see what's in the fog of war behind it, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's better.
It's kind of like ugly sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it's better for fights.
Can't use it all the time.
Dave, challenge T90 to a 1v1.
Ugh.
Chastix, we've done that in the past, man. We've done that in the past.
It used to be like so even, and now it's just like
yeah.
it's just not good, man.
It's funny because if we were to play team games, I actually would love to start playing some 2v2s with you.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd be a pretty good team and pretty close then. I'm just a lot better in 1v1s currently. You can go back and you can watch, you should watch the T90 series promo. We played 7 games. This was over a year ago, and there's a couple funny moments in those games if you want to see us play
I
together.
played so bad. Like I tried to play meta on those, like that
Yeah.
Huns War.
Yeah.
What was I doing, man? Like I should have just tried to sneak a Vil. Like, ridiculous.
Guys, there's something you need to know about playing Dave. Expect the unexpected. Every single
Like,
time. I played thousands of 1v1s. And by the way, most of these people are on the way to Castle Age, and I imagine Miguel will follow. And there's a pause.
Yeah.
I played thousands of 1v1s, and I'm really good at sensing what my opponent's going to do. Dave, I'll just find these random villagers in the back of my base, and I don't know how he gets them there. Like, he'll always sneak villagers, and it'll kill me.
The best is when I deliberately send one that you can see so that you think you've gotten my sneak, and then I loop around with the second.
I know. It's just the most frustrating thing. That's why I can't play Mega Random versus Dave, because Arabia, I know the meta really well. I know, like, you know, I'm used to it. I played thousands of games on Arabia, but Mega Random's always different, and Dave excels with those situations.
I think I've beaten you on Arabia once, maybe.
Yeah, once.
15 games or 20 games.
The best Arabia game we've ever played was when I got the double Borlore on you, or double
Well,
Bore Steel. I always remember that.
I was the worst Arabia Civ, and you were the best Arabia Civ.
That's true,
And
at the time.
I still want to let the stream know that I built a castle in the back of Tristan's base that he didn't know was there. Even though I lost.
I don't know. Yeah, he got a castle up in the back of my base. I think
With one villager.
I ended up stealing 2
Yes.
boars with 1 eagle, and he got super salty. But I don't think the rest of the game was saved. I just clipped that.
Okay. So we should probably Miguel's finally coming
Yeah,
out.
we
He
should-
was
we should talk
being a
about
bit
the
of a
game.
pansy here, and so is Max. Like ideal strategy for Chinese in this situation,
Yep,
and they're both doing it.
yep.
And now they're both gonna hit Castle Age at like the same time and get all the upgrades.
Oh, this is interesting. You see where Miguel's going. He's going over towards Zupi's base, and so there's going to be a 2v1 at Zupi's, and then Max is coming by him all on his own towards Miguel. This could be bad for Miguel, because once Crossbow comes in, these palisade walls will get destroyed, and his gold and wood is on that right-hand side.
I think Max will turn around. I think
Think
Max
so.
is gonna turn around as soon as
Okay.
Zupi says they're here.
Well, Zupi sees it now. He's
This-
building a town center to protect his eco on the left, which is really nice.
This area in the middle is so like
Like,
weird with all these hills
the
and everything.
hills and the
like,
cliffs. Look at the
oh.
cliffs between Fire and between Zupi. That's also really awkward. Okay, Crossbow's going in now for Miguel at Zupi's base. And Fire is
No,
here.
Max
Max did not
isn't
go
gonna turn
back.
around. Not gonna turn around.
But dude,
Interesting.
he could do a lot of damage. Because both Chinese
Yeah.
players are getting ballistics. If Zupi can hold and not receive a lot of damage here, this could be really good for Finland. Gold and wood denied. And all the wood, too. He has to build a whole new lumber camp with all of his wood villagers. He might
Fire
be...
needs to come around from behind and trap that.
Yeah.
They gotta deal with that somehow.
And this is so good for Max. And he has more numbers, too, so he can still fight what Miguel has here. What is
But
that,
look at
5, 6
Max's
villagers?
base. They're coming into Max's base now while he's busy.
Boy.
But still, I don't know if they'll be able to do as much damage as Max just did on Miguel.
If Max gets this TC up on the gold, which he's going to panic now, then I think he'll be okay-ish. But yeah, you're right. Miguel, look underneath his town center. This is why I love 2v2s, because in 4v4s, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have the flanks going aggressive, and then a boom from pocket, and then some help. But this is aggressive, man. This is awesome.
Can he deny that TC in time?
No, surely not. Oh, but he still killed a lot of villagers there. So did Fire as well.
And here comes Zoopy from behind.
Oh, wow. And
Fire's got to get his shit together and move his knights over.
oh, jeez. Fire needs to help out here. At the same time, Fire is trying to get behind Max in Miguel's base with his knights, and here they come. Look at the vill count for Miguel compared to Max. 34 vills for Miguel, 47 for Max. Huge difference.
I really thought he would turn around, and not turning around is turned out to be such a good decision. Really smart from him.
Well, Max, he still has the numbers here to micro. He microed down a few of Fire's knights because Fire didn't have +2 defense. He just pushed Miguel off gold for a solid 3-4 minutes. Really strong from Max. And he's still killing knights here. This is why we call him Winlands, guys. This is why we call him Winlands. Very strong. It's such a risk. I don't know how you even calculate that. Because you have no way of knowing how many units they're going to send to your ally. It's crazy. See, can Max micro this and keep the crossbows alive? I guess he's going to micro Miguel's down, and yeah, he's going to lose his numbers. Okay.
How many units did he kill with that, though? Look at his KD.
50 kills, 28 deaths. Unreal.
Yeah.
So, this kind of happened last time to Brazil. It's not as bad as last time, but last time Brazil ended up coming back after one player got utterly destroyed. It was Fire last game, and Miguel had to carry. Now Fire's going to have to carry a bit. He does have the most villagers in the game at 66, but everyone else on the other team looking pretty solid.
Yeah, Fire's got a pretty nice boom here. He's the only player that hasn't really been touched at his home at all.
I wonder if he has Carto yet. I feel like it would be worth it to build a market now. That way he can keep an eye on what's going on at Miguel's base so he can get cartography.
Yeah.
Well, now it's going to be hard for him to do damage because he doesn't have any ranged units to help out from Miguel to fire over woodlines.
Oh, but that woodline just got cut through.
Yeah, I see that. Soupy just overchopped.
Come on, Soupy. Notice it.
That is just the worst, man. That is just the worst to have your woodline overchopped. Algernon with 17 months. He said, to think that 17 months I was just some noob watching T90 stream. To think that now, 17 months later, I am still some noob.
You're still a noob. Watching
T90 stream. Algernon, thanks for everything over the past 17 months, man. Also, Athasos, thank you for the sub as well. Look at these Magyar Knights destroy this stable.
That's crazy, man.
With that hill advantage, jeez.
Oh god. And Zoopy doesn't have that many knights in defense here either.
Yeah. He's sending his numbers back. He was thinking about hitting Miguel, but now he's sending his numbers back. So I think he just needs to stall a little bit here. Both players have full upgrades. This is exactly what Fire needs. He needs to be doing some damage to Finland. And yep, Zoopy's going to have enough to push Fire away. There was a lot of idle time for him, but wasn't too bad. And now look at Max. Max has killed 2 more vills at Miguel's base. And he's just running away.
Yeah, he's dropping his 4th TC too. And the Max boom is...
It's so good.
Well documented. Well, like, Fire was like 10 villagers ahead about 2 minutes ago, and now it's
4. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crazy thing about Max is how much damage he can do with just one
Well
group of
booming.
military. Yeah, exactly. He didn't invest a lot into any of these attacks. And he does so much damage. It's like he knows where to go and he micros very well.
He made the market, so he has cartography and can see what Zoopy's up to.
Okay.
Where he needs to hit.
Yep, I see that. And Fire left the
Go
hill.
ahead. Yeah, that's kind of a suspect decision, but he can't really fight there anyway with the monks backing him up now.
Yep, correct.
He's gonna go up first and then hope to win a fight in early imp probably.
Yeah, meanwhile there's a fight between Max and Zoopy. That seems 50-50. Max has a little bit more in the way of upgrades here, but...
See how he sacrifices his army to get that relic?
Yep.
And he knows that he can afford to lose units, and Miguel can't with
Yeah.
his.
And now he's sending in more crossbows on the other side. He saved that one. Still doesn't have the numbers. Miguel is in a real tough position because he knows he needs to do more damage at Max's base, so he's going to try and make more military, and it's just going to be too late if you were to try that. So I think that's why Fire might try and hit Max now.
Fire's coming to try and hit Max, but look at all these knights from Zupi, and Fire has holes in his base.
Ooh, okay, he's plugged the one hole with the house.
Oh, he's going around behind. It's the bait and switch. He went across the map, and now he's coming behind Zupi.
Dude, that villager, can somebody clip that? That villager, you see that? Building the house next to the knights? He's in between,
it's in between the
two
trees.
He just walked between two trees.
Can he get out, though?
Well, no, he's trapped here now. But can somebody
No, he's
clip
out.
that, please? Oh, no! Zupi forgot to patrol. Fire's gonna take an engagement. Zupi really can't run here. I guess he's gonna try anyway. Nice engagement for Fire.
Zupi did patrol, he just bugged out there.
Okay.
It happens on user patch.
Well,
It just stopped.
Fire is on the way to the Imperial Age before Zupi. And Miguel's now on the way up before Zupi as well. Tato, great games earlier, man. And thank you for the host. We're watching a big 2v2 right now. Brazil and Finland. Mongol, I turned off my oven, man. The food has been accounted for. Okay, so what do you think about compositions? Maybe castles in the Chukunu for Chinese, and then just Paladin for Magyars?
Like even like Chukunu Halb is a pretty good comp here. Like you can't go big engagement in the middle there.
I
Okay,
see
Max
that.
forced to delete that castle. These hills are so like dictating the game now.
Yeah, you're right. And that's what
Hills in
exactly
the
why
middle.
Max wanted to build on those hills, but now he wanted to build a castle.
Here
He has
comes
to build
Fire.
it back in his base, and Fire's showing up, and Fire has Cavalier on the way. This is possible for Brazil because of Fire's boom. There's
Fire's got a separate army
Oh.
distracting Zupi as well.
Oh, that Maginot's still alive. Max tried to micro it down. There we go. The castle might go up, but these arbalests or these crossbows are going to die. Now, meanwhile, Zupi's moving in, but Miguel has a castle already, making those Chukunu. Big couple moments for Brazil. They've taken the score lead now, Dave.
Yeah, and Zupi's gone into pikemen as well, which
Okay.
aren't going to be much use against Miguel.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
And Fire has so much shit in Max's base right now.
Yup. He really didn't give Max the time to save his units so he can get upgrades on them. Max only has 25 military. A lot of pikemen coming over from Zupi, as you said. So that's actually going to help hold. But I think Fire and Miguel have bought themselves a little bit of time now to start that strong early Imperial Age push.
And they're getting... Most important thing here is that they're delaying them and they're getting control of all those hills in the middle.
Yeah. Well, Chukunus are already on the way. And those Chukunus are going straight towards Zupi. Chukunus do really well versus Knights. Also, they'll kill any pikemen. So Finland later to the Imperial Age. It's not often you say that. Thank you, Algernon, for the clip. Max has very little food, man. He has 40 idols out of 96 vills. There's still Cavalier in his base. So he can only afford basic.
Fire's trying to drop a TC on Zupi's secondary gold. Oh, he deleted it. Okay, thank God.
Wait, the one next to the two trees there, where Zupi has the knights?
Yeah.
Is that where those vills
And now
are
he's
going?
sending all those bills. Oh no!
Oh, he sees the castle just passing. Fire's getting Paladin now. That's what time gives you. The opportunity to research Paladin here. And
Look at what Miguel's
Zupi's in
done
big
the
trouble.
middle there, dude. The 3 castles on that ridge line.
Yep.
It's gonna be so hard to push those.
Dude, Max wanted to build a castle and do the same thing, but his initial castle got denied by that Maginot and the
And that
crossbows.
was
That was perfect.
Really important. And he might actually go for another one, Miguel, here.
Yeah. Max is playing catch up, and Zupi is as well, and Zupi is... He's trying to do damage to Fire, you can see. Fire was able to wall, Altos Cavalier, and he's gonna have Paladin soon with full upgrades with the Chukonus that are elite from Miguel. Now Finland, they are Finlands. They have score lead right now, and look, there's an army on the left, Dave. They're gonna try and trap this, and that's so many Paladins from Zupi. Or sorry, not Paladins, but Cavalier. You get it.
Oh, they got out just in time.
Yeah.
That was really clutch from Fire to get out. Those archers from Miguel don't really matter because he's reproducing Chukanus,
Yeah.
but Cavalier really matter because they're soon to be Paladins.
Dude, this is interesting now because you pointed out the hills. Miguel's going to build another castle on the hill. You kind of have to avoid the hills if you're Finland. You can't fight uphill.
Yeah, and that's what Max is going to do. You see on the bottom side,
Yes.
he's
I do
making a
see that.
barracks. Miguel actually spots that with the outpost, so clutch play from him.
Yep.
But he's going to come in with the Arbalest and try and hit him on the flank. See
Well-
what Miguel can do about it.
Well, a perfect place for another castle for Miguel would be right next to this gold where he's building a mining camp, because that needs to be there to protect his trade.
Yep. And Fire knows the importance of this, and now they're coming over. This army is gonna die to these Paladins.
Yeah, it will. And
And
Max...
Zach's sending, or Max, sorry, not Zach. Sending out more vills to put a castle down, I think.
Okay, well... Oh, yeah, those are the villagers you're talking about. Yeah, he just can't get control here. He should have saw the outpost, and probably should have expected Miguel would have saw that, honestly. But very good play from Brazil, still in the lead right now. Interesting. Zupi is pushing that castle there, and he's deployed a trebuchet to attack the mining camps, I think, and the wall from Fire, so he can't get the gold.
It seems like they're one step behind this entire game.
What, Finland's now? Yeah.
Yeah,
seems like
yeah. Ever since like mid Castle Age, there were like, and now Max is gonna try and castle that hill again, and it's gonna be denied by those Paladins.
Let me go to Max's point of view so I could see. Ah, yeah. He just can't get the hills.
No.
But he might be able to get the hills in a moment. Zupi has a lot of Paladins. And there's Halbs there from Max. I think they can get this castle up.
Speaking of getting hills, Miguel is going for a really ballsy castle.
Oh, yeah. He is. Right on the other side of
that
Max's
would
base.
be devastating.
I think both these castles will go up. I don't see how either of them can be stopped. And the castle is more important. There's a castle for Miguel on the gold by the trade, too.
So many castles for him. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's gonna have like 7.
You know
Holy.
what? Fire might have sent him his stone or something. We could have missed
Yeah.
that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you want to give the Chinese player the castles. It would be good as Magyars to have castles, just so you could get maybe some Magyar Hussars, but in a team game, you want full Paladin.
Super sneaky by Fire up on the north side by the trade from Finland.
Ooh.
And Zupi thinks he's walled, but is Zupi gonna find it with one village? Oh no, come on, man.
That's just how good these guys are, man. And look, there's the signal.
Fire-
There's the signal. The one
And
villager.
Fire immediately ditches. Like, why are they looking over here?
It's incredible the small things they see. Like there are days where I'm like, oh yeah, if I train, I could be one of the best. I could do it. And then I see stuff like that where they see one single villager, and I'm like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
I give up.
So, the push... Zupi could go into the trade from the other team, but they have to be concerned about Max's base right now because there's a lot of stuff there. Chukanu's Trebs, the
Yeah.
castle's going down.
Yep.
Max doesn't have the castles to produce Chukanu, really.
Yeah, he has to go stick with Arbalest. Yeah, you're right. I think if they clean up Miguel's push here, then they have a good opportunity to maybe push Brazil's trade. But, you know, those castles are in an awkward position for Max forward with no security right now. And the other one probably going to die to these trebuchets from Miguel.
Firesville is still alive in the north, and she's building more barracks.
Yeah, let's go, Pikeman! I guess they saw it, but they haven't addressed this yet.
Fire's everywhere right now. He's
and
into
Fire-
the trade as
yeah,
well.
Fire's on the markets. Well, he has an opportunity to do this because they have the lead, so he can afford to send the population elsewhere. That's not the case for Max and not the case for Zupi. A Chukonu Paladin, way better than Halb Paladin.
Yep.
And Arbalest Paladin.
Yep.
And Max is about to lose this other hill where his Arbalists are. Zupi gonna come join the fight now. Let's see. I think Brazil needs to run away because of the numbers from Zupi. That's a nice engagement if he fights. It just missed out there.
Miguel's got to be super careful here not to lose his
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's making trebs in the south to go after Max's castles. Max is also making trebs. It's more important for Max that he wins this because he needs to kill the opposing team's trade, and he doesn't have much stone or much castles. Oh, okay.
Wow. Slight overreaction from Zupi to those barracks up there. Holy.
It's like I thought I killed her. Yeah, he's building a
You
castle there
stay
as
dead.
well.
Oh my god.
Dude, Zupi has 97 military. And oh, look at the engagement on the
Miguel.
Chukunus.
Uh-oh, Miguel. Oh, but Fire's going to be here just in time. If he can get those to the other side of the hill,
Yeah,
if he can get them
it's tough.
somehow. Delete the house, man. Let the
And
paladins
the
through.
siege workshop even. Yeah, I think it might just be enough.
Brazilians are going to win this, yeah.
Oof, wow. Well, you can just see Finland still has a chance here, guys. The paladins that were just destroying the barracks are coming over from Zupi.
The one thing Finland's really good at is stabilizing and
Yeah.
making the late game so painful for the other team. Like, you see how they've already got their walls set up. They've already got their trade. They had some really bad engagements.
And they're
still
stabilized
looking
now, yep.
okay-ish. I'm not going to say great, but...
Dude, I'm looking at pop mainly. It's just the military population, and it's 70 military for Max, it's 81 for Zupi.
Yeah, not enough for the Brazilians, but they have more trade.
Yeah, that's,
Right
that's
now.
actually why they have less military, is because they've added trade. They just don't have the pop space for it.
The only thing is that those hills are going to be so tough for... That's the only downside,
Look-
really, in this situation.
Look at this woman repairing the treb. There's 2 villagers there repairing the treb.
He's
That-
hiding.
I know. There were 2 villagers there. I guess Miguel noticed it. Can Miguel get this last castle for Max? It'd be so big if he could. And no, he's not gonna get that. Treb's gonna die. So Max still has a castle to create trebuchets and chukunus from.
Oh man, that's so many paladins.
Yeah, lots
If
of
Max had
paladins in
Chukunus,
fire.
they could take this fight. But he doesn't. He has Arbalest.
Well, doesn't matter. In comes Zupi. Look at this. Look at this. So many paladins. Now, he's slightly outnumbering Fire, but the Chukunus from Miguel will be important here. Interesting. He kind of split up his army into 3 different groups there in that big fight, too. Catching out the reinforcements from Miguel. That might have been well calculated from Zupi.
Well, he's killing all the
not sure.
Chukunus.
Yeah,
and
the
that's
Chukunus
really
are dead.
important.
And now, because he killed those reinforcements, he can clean up the rest of the paladins and...
Well, there's more Chukunus on the way.
Yeah.
So many castles for Miguel, man. Like, 8 castles producing Chukunus. He's got another army already.
I honestly don't know how Zupi is keeping the paladin production up. Seems like he's running all on gold now, but pretty impressive.
Well, he's got some. They've got a decent trade route, right?
Dude,
So
Zupi snuck in. If you look on the right of Zupi's base where the treb is, he somehow snuck villagers in there to share
Take
the
the
gold with
gold.
Fire. And now Fire has 1 villager, and he's like, "Get out of here." That's pretty funny.
I think this game might come down to the fact that. I mean, it's going to come down to the China player most likely.
Well,
The fact that Max doesn't have enough Chukunus and
Yeah.
enough castles, and that Miguel has the hills.
Harry says, "Thanks for the fun evening, being my first sub and answering my noob questions. Have a nice night, and I'll see you later." All right, Harry, see you next time. I don't know, Dave. Look at how vulnerable Brazilian trade is. They're trebbing down this castle. They're forced to fight this at some point, or they're going to lose it. Miguel is repairing. Finland has safer trade, and still, Finland has more numbers. Look at the military numbers between Zupi and Fire. Don't ask me how it's possible, but 80 military for Zupi,
And
And-
Fire.
30 for Fire.
Well, I know why it's happening because Fire's buying stone and sending stone to Miguel. I was just on his point of view.
Interesting.
So he doesn't have the gold to keep producing paladins. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Finland has a hill here. I do notice that Max has a lot of weak paladins. So that's not going to bode well for him here. And that the halberdiers help versus the paladins.
No. All the range for Max just slaughtered.
Yeah. Just ran right in front of the trebuchets. More halberdiers coming in. But these
Look how many Chukanus.
Yep, the Trebs are going to be goners to the Chukanus. They should be anyway. They better kill the Trebs, because that castle's going to die. Kill the Trebs, Miguel. I guess he needs to fire on the Paladins, right? He just bought more stone to repair this. The reinforcements
Just
arrived
wipe up
from
the army
both
and then
fire.
kill the Trebs.
Yeah. Well, it's still a very close fight, and it seems like Finland's are holding this side. Such an amazing game here. The
I don't
castle's
think
gonna
Miguel
drop.
took that fight very well. He had his Chukanu all spread out so the paladins could get in, start destroying them. I think he needed to clump them up and he would have been fine.
There's a few paladins now from Zupi has made it into Fire's base. Start killing those farmers, which is nice. And I mean, it's still a very close game, but just look at where the trade is for Brazil and how close Finland is to it. Seven castles still for Miguel. And only 2 for Max, but he has a decent number of Chukanu. And the Halps
Look
have
at
really worked
Fire's-
for him.
Look at Fire's gold. That woman's just going ham. That's like the 3rd villager she's killed.
Yeah, I see. Fire,
that's funny.
instead of sending a Magyar Hussar there, he is using the villagers to kill.
Yep.
Hilarious. So there's 2 separate hills in this corner in the south. Miguel's standing on it with his Trebs and his Chukanu. And then you could see the Paladins, the Halbs, and the Chukanu from Max on the other hill. And neither player wants to really engage uphill unless they have a big advantage because the hill advantage that comes into play.
Okay, Fire's finally got enough resources here. We'll see if he can get more than like 30 paladins.
Yeah. Someone in the chat says, I think the difference is Halberdiers. Well, Halberdiers do a great job versus Paladins. The weakness is that the Chukanus, they kill the Halbs.
The
But I
difference is that
agree.
there's 2 players here for Finland.
Yeah.
And now here comes Fire.
Yeah, Fire needs to somehow get gold to get the Paladin number up. I will say that he has 47. Oh, that's trade cards. He has 38 military. Yeah, still 58 for Zupi. But they just killed one of Max's trebuchets. When Max was trying to slide in there to kill that remaining castle, so it's kind of slowed down a little bit. But you're right about Finland's, man. I thought it was game over. They stabilized big time.
They have this annoying habit of like, even when they're in a bad position, just kind of wall up the trade, get it going, and then figure out what's going on. And Max always maxes out on, well, pun intended, on army,
Yeah.
where his enemies are like, have a higher eco, and Max usually starts deleting villagers to like get that optimal population
Well,
ratio between trade, army, and vills.
there is a pretty big difference in bills. 105 for Fire, only 89 for Zupi, and he's been on 89 for a while.
Yeah, and Max is down at 82 as well. And I think Miguel's only down at that number because he lost some.
Yeah. Dude, just look at the middle of the map. There's a ton of green and red covering the middle.
Oh,
There's actually
Fire's
no
gonna
wall,
come
but-
around here and try and trap this army with all of his paladins, but Finland knows. See what he's doing? He's been waiting there for 2 minutes.
Yeah, on that
Waiting
hill.
for Finland to push in.
So
he
could
knows
come
what's
from
up.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he also might be responding to the fact that Zupi's pushing forward on Miguel's castle. Now that castle should stay up. Zupi's going to need to go back. He doesn't want to engage this. Fire's going to have a hill in a lot of the engagements, and he has a lot of numbers too.
Super campy. Now.
Yet Fire's still buying stone, and he's slinging it to Miguel. I guess he doesn't have gold problems. He's a 200 pop with 1,000 gold, so that's not an issue. 50 trade cards for him, 36 for Miguel. 41-41 for Zupi and Max.
I think fire has too many vills, man. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah,
I think
potentially.
Zupi's at like the optimal trade to vill
Yep, you're right, because
military.
he's at 200 pop and he has 1,000 food floating, which is really, really nice. Also has wood in the bank for farms to be reseeded and whatnot.
Oh, Bombard Tower from Max.
Oh,
Go
from
for that
Max.
optimal
Okay.
Chinese push.
Oh, where's he pushing? In the south?
Yeah, he's probably gonna push there. He just researched it.
Ah, got it.
So.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think Onager's going to be needed from both teams. I did see Fire researched it. You can see Onager there for Max now. It's going to be so helpful on this hill. Chukunu do destroy Onagers really fast, but still, when you get one big shot, it is always worth it. And Miguel is right back in on that castle in the middle. Fire doesn't know whether to defend that castle or to defend Miguel.
Fire's running around here like a headless chicken. He doesn't know where to go.
I can't help but feel that the cliffs make it really awkward for him on his side as well. Like to push forward versus Zupi. Like that's why all the fights are going on in the middle and on this left-hand side.
Oh, we're wondering what Fire's doing. Look at the north. Clutch!
Oh, let's go! That's so sick! That's so sick! Okay, if only he
Let's
had
go,
cav
Fire!
archers.
Follow it up! Man, follow it up! Send some military! Get some vills in there! He's gonna build barracks and stuff!
Of course, Max just signaled it, so they see it. But that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, the vills are coming. I love to see the Onager cut. Going for that trade, guys. And immediately, look, Zupi's placed a castle right between the cliffs. He's going to try and snuff this out. That's awesome. I thought I missed an Onager shot, and technically, I guess I did.
Oh, man.
Ace John, this is an amazing, amazing game, man. You are right. Thank you again.
Fire is gonna try and put a castle right on that cliff near the markets.
With how many vills?
He's sending them from his base.
There you go. And his paladins are going that way
and
too.
And his paladins. Oh, this could be massive. If Miguel can hold, which I think he can, this could be huge. And Miguel also has Bombard Tower as well. And he's trying to kill the Trebs with Onagers uphill.
Oh,
Not
man.
gonna work.
Yeah, I saw the Onagers are dead here. Max is forcing more repairs out of Miguel, who used to have so much stone in the bank. He's buying more, hoping that his trebuchets can win out. Here come the paladins now. Look, look! Zupi's trying to wall this off. In come the paladins from Fire. This is awesome. Now, we don't know if this is going to be a throw or like a sick play or what yet. Zupi's still trying to get this castle up. He in theory could wall between these cliffs and keep Fire, like kind of trap Fire there, right? But Fire's building the castle there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Right on that cliff, dude.
Right up against the edge of the map.
Oh, man.
This is great. And there's really nothing Zupi can do now. That castle should go up. So he has to, I guess, build trebuchets and start trebbing that? Unreal.
Yeah, he's going to have a Treb war with that castle.
Speaking of castles and Treb wars, look at what has happened on the other side. Miguel with his split micro. Very nice job to kill the Onager. He's building another
Miguel has
castle.
lost way too many Onagers of his own. Look at that graveyard there. He's been attacking uphill.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And the Bombard Towers as well, that make it easy for units to creep uphill. Nice micro there. Might have an opportunity for a shot, but no. Max is equal to it with his own micro. Awesome game.
Oh, they deleted all the markets. Abort.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so Finland is going to reposition the markets now.
Hell of a play from Fire to put pressure there and kind of take, like, he took Zupi away from the push in the south.
Yeah. Because otherwise,
completely with that play.
It's weird. Attacking the other team's corner saved their corner, in a sense. Because with so many paladins from Zupi, we could tell that Fire was undecided on where to go. They could have easily pushed. Finland could easily be here right now, but they're not. So you're right.
Sometimes if you don't know where to defend, you just start attacking.
Yeah.
And it works out.
Well, it is interesting how all of his units are running through a one-tile gap to produce. Yeah, we need to see that Treb war, and there's the Treb from Fire to take this castle out.
He's sending more and more units, and now he's up to 70 military with the Halbs included as well. So pretty even across the board for both teams. And Miguel is holding quite well here, and he might actually go into siege ram as well. I'm not sure about that versus Chinese, but
Well, what he could do is he could send some villagers to help out fire, so he could build some siege workshops and then build siege rams on that side, because that would be pretty good, I think. But you're right, it's not very good versus Chukunu and onagers on hills. Credit to Miguel for holding here though, because that's not easy to do when you have to fight
No.
uphill and you do significantly less damage. And fire is gonna tread this castle down. Yeah, here come the repairs, but it's too late. This has actually worked.
and look at how ugly the trade is now, with
Oh,
like one market over
yeah.
there and one market over here, and like.
This would be such an amazing victory for Brazil if they win with the onager. Oh, and some of the trades going around through the fight.
Oh no! Look at Max in their trade.
No!
Oh!
You gotta be kidding me! He snuck in there with Chukunu. Oh, the Brazilian trade numbers
they see
dropping. I don't think they do. I don't
Oh, they
think
just
they see
signaled
that.
it. Oh no!
Oh gosh, that's so bad. All those trade carts with gold that they so badly need to keep the push going down to the Chukunu, and that really
Fire-
hurts.
Fire has like no resources now, and now they deleted all the markets on that one side to stop the trade from running, but half of their trade's already dead.
Dude, they went from, I remember Fire had 50 plus trade carts, and now he's gonna be at 17 trade carts. That's
no.
really bad. That gives Finland a huge edge to be able to defend from this. Saying that,
But look at the top corner there.
exactly. Saying that, maybe the reason Fire didn't have resources was because all of his buildings were queued up with paladins, because there's a ton more running in here.
Oh my god, trade numbers for the Brazilians looking awful now.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Absolutely terrible. 100 trade for Finland combined, and for the Brazilians combined, 35.
Yeah, well, on the bright side for Fire,
Or
he has
45,
he has
rather.
pushed the trade carts back, so they're less efficient now for Finland. So that's helpful. And you know, halberdiers don't cost gold, and he does have the forward barrack, so he's gonna keep the halberdiers spamming here.
When you say less efficient, do you mean not running at all?
Oh, they didn't rebuild markets.
They're rebuilding one in the
Okay.
middle of Zupi's base now,
Okay.
like half profit.
So this is awesome. This is one of those things where like Brazil doesn't know that happens, so they can assume that this entire time Finland has just had less efficient trade. But yeah, they were not running there at all.
Such a good game. Oh my
Ah,
god.
this is an amazing game. 1 hour and 20 minutes in, and oh look, Max is going for it again, man. Max is going in again.
Oh, sneaky motherfucker. I think someone signaled it. I think
Oh,
Fire
there's an
sees that,
onager.
but there's
an
nothing.
onager. There's an onager from Miguel, and Max is gonna run away. Maybe he saw the siege workshop. I don't know.
Ah! Abort! Abort!
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah, and Miguel was making another onager. See, this is the importance of castling, you know, trade and walling up. And Brazil did not make any team walls while they did build castles. Now I should say, it looks like since Max left the hill, he could lose his trebuchet and he could lose those castles then too.
Look at the trade from Finland right now at those markets.
Ugh.
Look at Max's trade.
This is rush hour in Finland right here.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
just a complete disaster area.
And
I-
Miguel has now killed all of Max's siege on the bottom side, so Miguel
Yeah.
can push in with Chukunus into the trade like he's doing right now.
Oh,
Miguel is in the trade.
how did he get there? This is awesome.
Did he cut through with an onager? He did at the walls. He cut through with an onager.
No way. That is unreal play. Now, Max does see it, and so does Zupi, so they are going to clean this up. But this
But they
game,
have no
man,
corners. They
Yeah,
have no corners now.
you're right. And, of course, Brazil needs to add more trade, but they've taken Zupi down to 20 trade carts. They've killed a lot of trade carts, and they're running less efficiently.
Here comes Max again. Did the trade.
The Fire sees it, and Miguel sees it, so Max isn't going to be able to do anything. There will be a
He's
few
scatter
onagers.
formation now. He's like, nope.
Yeah,
Let's
and
get
you
out
can
again.
see Miguel has added some stone walls. He's going to try and wall that area off to force Max either to cut through or to go towards his castles. Zupi's running forward with a lot of paladins right now, though. Did not expect to see him
Zupi's at
here.
120 military.
Crazy. This is not good for Miguel. This is not good for Miguel. He needs to fire with that honor. Oh! The split from the Max. That was sick. He needs another one.
That's awesome.
Oh! That one was not so awesome.
Oh no!
I don't think he expected it to stay alive because Zupi was supposed to kill that.
Zupi's just like, screw you. Just going past.
Well, fast-paced game here. There have been some mistakes, but this game has been back and forth. I'm looking at populations. Finland still has more pops somehow. But, you know, trade numbers are a little bit more even than they were a while back. I will say Max has 60 trade carts right now. Could sling resources to the Magyar player for Paladins. It might be smart.
Also, Max has, I think his monastery died, and he's got 3 relics
Oh,
that he hasn't
interesting.
garrisoned in his monastery yet, so that's kind of important.
Yeah, that must have happened a long time ago. Oh, there's actually a monk there holding the relic. He's lazy. Oh, yeah, 2, you're right. I couldn't tell. He probably can't see it either because he's fighting so much.
Okay, so huge push going on in the north now. And Fire looks like he just ditched with the Paladins and he's going to go somewhere else. And he's just going to fortify this area to prevent them from getting that full value trade.
Yeah, just hold it, build as much as possible, and be stubborn. And now Fire's on the left-hand side, Dave.
Oh, he's got Paladins there, but he's heading over with about 60 Paladins.
I see that on
or
the
like
mini
50
map.
Paladins.
Oh, this could
And
be
so
so
is
good for
Zupi,
Brazil.
So is Zupi.
Damn. These teams are so good. Yeah, here comes Fire now. So unfortunately, the Chukunus are in a perfect position for defense for Max because he was able to get that hill. And Fire's thrown away some of those Paladins. What Miguel wants was one big fight where he can take out these castles with the Trebs. And now I guess Fire's going back again.
It's getting pretty campy here. It's getting to the point where we got to start looking at wood lines.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, you got to look at how many trees are left, but also I think that there's still potential for trade raiding. Like, big time potential for that. It's getting less and less possible for Finland to do it against Brazil because
and
Miguel's
here comes
walling.
Fire. Here comes Fire right through that hole in the middle of Finland's walls.
And there's the signal from Max, and Zupi's gonna chase him. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's not gonna be good enough. But
You thought it was gonna be a hype gate wall or
yeah,
something?
but hold on, he's distracted Fire enough to where these Paladins have caught up. The Paladins are still gonna go into the trade though.
Oh my god, look at Finland's villager numbers.
What? Dude, the Zupi has 120 military. We need to look at their resources. Max, honestly, he has 4k wood, Dave, and 10k food. He doesn't need bills.
This is Finland late game right now.
Yeah, this is typical.
Finland late game.
This is typical Finland late game. Just delete all your bills. And
Nuts.
wow. Well, potentially they'll have a lot more
insanity.
military. I mean, the risk there is everyone watching on the stream. If they're not winning fights and they run out of food and wood, then they're gonna have to add vills, and normally it's GG then because it takes so long.
You gotta stay on top of it.
Yeah.
You gotta be monitoring it completely, because like Zupi just lost 15 villagers there, and now he's down to 30. That's not great.
Dave, look
At all.
at the north corner. Finland are getting
They've
their
cleared
corner
it up.
back. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you're right about the lack of wood, actually. I'm looking through Zupi's base. He does have some wood. Max is even chopping wood in that corner next to the trade.
Yeah.
So they would all have the chop wood there, I think. And Max has
There's a
nothing
bunch in the
behind
middle,
his base. Yeah. Middle is
Definitely
not
Brazil
doable.
has more options.
Oh, and look! Fire sent a new batch of Paladins forward on the left hand, or the south corner, I guess, and this castle could finally drop. Miguel sending the Trebs forward.
Yeah, they're so distracted by that stuff in the north, and Finland's gonna have to like turn around and come back over here because this is important.
As long as Zupi can get the golds, he still has the food for Paladins, but he is a long way away from helping this, and this is looking really bad for Max now. I wonder if the lack of efficient trade paid off for Brazil, and that's why, you know, there's just not enough Paladins now for Zupi.
They
I
need
don't
to
know.
save these Chukanus in Max's castle here. Those are important.
Yeah, well, that's
He's
not.
got 14 of them.
I got news for you. That's not gonna happen.
They're all gonna die.
Yeah, he's patrolling in the paladin. I mean, not the
Oh, he
paladin.
saved
Sorry,
some
the
of them.
halberdiers. Yeah, he had some more from the back castle as well. Zupi's still undecided on where to go because Fire's sending another batch of paladins into the trade. This is perfect. Do not let up if you're Brazil. And of course, there's a hole in that wall there because they probably chopped the trees. Maybe that's how Fire was able to sneak in. This is looking very good for Brazil.
Gonna send half and half.
Yeah. Well.
Nope. Now he's gonna
gonna-
turn around again.
yeah.
He's doing what Fire was doing earlier. He's
Yeah,
just
you're right.
chasing, right?
Well, they've rebuilt the market, so their trade will be more efficient now. They do have more trade carts, but not significant amount more because Brazil has been able to add more trade amongst all this fighting. The real significant thing is the fact that Miguel is now building a castle on that hill where Max just lost his.
Yep.
And Max, again, he doesn't have a lot of eco, only 18 vills, 135 pop for him, and 160 pop for Zupi.
He's only got one castle too.
Yeah, versus 200 from everyone else. Man, this game has swung back and forth so many times.
Maybe Finland could get it rolling now that they have the full trade, but it's going to be really tough, especially with Max only sitting at one castle to produce those Chukanus.
Yeah. Well, what's really important is the fact that Fire is distracting Finland in their trade. Because that has distracted Zupi from helping out Max, and Max is completely outnumbered right now.
Oh, Max only has 24 villagers, and he's only got 500 wood.
That's a problem. And he's creating villas at the TCs where Fire has these paladins.
Yep.
He only
That's
has...
the problem with deleting too many villagers, boys and girls.
Ran out of wood.
Oh, huge onager shots from Fire in the middle there. Or
Oh!
Fire on his own units, his own allied units.
Oh, jeez. I guess he
I
attacked
was like,
the
why
paladin.
is Fire... Yeah, I know, like, why is Fire mangonelling Miguel?
Dave second guessing his understanding on the entire game for a second. He's like, wait.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, green and red are against each other? What?
I was so hyped for that, and then I'm like, wait a second, they're teammates.
Oh, well, yeah, this is kind of the last stand for Max, I think. He has his Chukanus, but if he loses this batch, he's in trouble. He can build another castle, but he needs these Chukanus to really hold for him. He needs to get Zupi over here as well. Zupi is still trying to clean up that trade. It looks like he has an opportunity to push, but now, you know, Miguel and Fire have that other army in the middle.
Oh, if Fire makes an onager here, he probably will to cut through these walls.
Yeah,
or through the wood.
That's a good point. That's probably why they're sitting there like that.
They've been really good about that, cutting through. And look at Max! He's now building a castle where Miguel's castle was in the middle.
Oh, and he's coming over with the Chukunu. Now it's a little bit it's a little bit before the arrival of Zupi. But this castle will go up for Max. It could be trebbed right down. I think Miguel sees it.
Or maybe not.
Oh, this is so
Maybe
hard to
not.
see, Dave. Look, the castle just gonna
Maybe
go up.
not.
But Finland can clean this up, man. Miguel has lost so many of his Chukunu. Max sat between the houses. And now Miguel's losing his trebuchets. What are we seeing? Finland are still alive. They are still
Swing
alive.
After swing after swing.
And now Fire, he's going to try and loop around, I guess, to help out. But this means that all the Trebs and Onagers will die for Miguel. I have no clue who is going to win this now.
I feel like I've run a
Crazy.
marathon.
Yeah, guys, I mean, this is truly an amazing team game. So if you're watching this live right now, you are really privileged.
Let's get the high YouTubes in the chat.
Yeah, seriously. Dude,
Let
this,
YouTube know who you are.
I probably shouldn't say this because I'm gonna curse it, but like this is where on my old internet, my old place, I would be like kind of freaking out. Like, please don't drop.
Oh, you
please
shouldn't have
don't.
said that.
Oh,
You shouldn't have said
yeah,
that.
it's fine.
Oh, here comes
it's
Miguel
fine.
with the Chukanus. Are they gonna get shot down?
Ah, well, he ran away from that. There's two groups, and this giant cliff in the middle is gonna be a problem.
Oh, and oh man, how did he see that? Fire was cutting through at the top with an onager, and Soupy saw that, signaled it, and killed the onager with trebs while he was fighting in the south.
They're incredible. They're incredible. You want to know why so many people watch this game when they don't even play it? Well, this is why. This is an amazing team game right here. Eldry, by the way, thank you for the 8-month resub, man. And now both teams have those hills. We talked about the hills early on, Dave. It looks a lot different now. The landscape has changed. But those hills remain.
And Finland slowly creeping up again with villager numbers, and Brazil slowly going down with villager numbers. And like the trade for Brazil is now way higher, and like Finland's slowly creeping up again.
Oh man, look at this fight! This is incredible. This has got to be advantage Finland though, because they have the hill, right?
These hills are so huge in this match.
Yeah. And
oh my goodness!
Zupi, you know what? He's not attacking with some of his paladins. They're on stand ground. You see that?
Yeah.
Still remarkably, I mean, he's gonna hold, I think, because of the meat. Well, okay, now he attacks.
Either they're on stand ground or he bugged out his patrol.
Maybe.
That was really weird. Oh no, they're on stand ground. Look at that. What are you doing, man?
Oh, this could be really bad for them. Now, Max sees these trebuchets have crept in from Miguel once again. This one onager on 6 HP is gonna try and help out with focusing that down so the castle stays up. But where are the numbers from Zupi? Zupi does not have the numbers here to help out in front, and Miguel has had so many Chukunu, you could barely see them because of all the blood here. The Trebs will die. One is died.
This hill's so... like, it's going to cost them so much to take this hill. It's worth it, but it's so tough to take this position.
Well, I'm just seeing now that Zupi is sending wood to Max. Max is at 140 pop. Zupi's at 130 pop. It's 170 for Fire, 190 for Miguel. At this
heavy
rate,
camel now for
I think they're going to take this.
Well.
Oh, Max going heavy camel. Interesting. Well, I guess that is his second castle there, and it might be trebbed down. So
look, they can't even take it yet. It's such a tough position to take. Like the perfect spot for a castle.
Yeah. Well,
even with all of that.
Well, Finland's falling back now. Like, they know they can't sacrifice anymore up that hill. Heavy camel is great versus paladins, but versus Chukunus, not so great.
Yeah, the only advantage over Halb is the mobility, right?
Yeah. And then you got to keep in mind that it costs gold. Max, floating food, not a lot of wood. Zupi, not floating a lot of anything right now. Could be down to their production. Fire, floating, more food and more gold. And finally, the game is over. They're calling it.
God, what a good game.
Oh, that was an amazing game, man. We had multiple trade raids. We had the multiple onager cuts by Brazil. There were hills that were won and lost multiple times. The KDs are even pretty close from team to team. That was something special.
Yeah, I mean, Brazil took map control really early, and like Finland didn't. At no point in the game did Finland even attempt to push through. So they were restricted to only the flanks to fight there. And like Miguel had castles on that hill in the south, and he somehow held, and Fire with that clutch play at the north to kind of like switch the momentum of where the game was going. Really, really good.
I think that we can look back at that onager cut as the game-changing moment, because it wasn't so much just the repositioning of the markets, it was the distraction aspect. Because then Zupi goes, okay, I need to send, let's say, 40 paladins here. And then all of a sudden Fire shows up with his paladins on the other side. Like, Zupi needed to deal with that, and so Brazil had like a stronger and easier time fighting elsewhere on the map.
Well, the stupid thing about that is that would have been a game-ending blow if not for Max at the same time sending 20 Chukunus into the trade and wiping out the entire thing at the exact same time. Yeah. And Brazil didn't notice that at all.
Yeah, they actually lost more trade carts than Finland did all game with the trade raid. The repositioning of the markets, though, that was a huge blow. Wow, I'm looking around this map. Just look at all the lumber camps that don't have wood around it.
I know.
Just everywhere you look, there's just no wood left. I find it comical that Max had to go to Zupi's corner for wood. Crazy. And it all came down to the hills as well. Alright, so more kills goes to Miguel, 944 kills for him. Max had the most losses. I'm surprised Zupi
Silk
had the most
Dragon.
losses there, but
Silk Dragon, it was pretty inevitable that Finland was going to lose that.
yeah. If
So
they
like they resigned. Yeah.
if trust me, if they can recognize that it's not over when they have to reposition all their markets in the north like that, then they can recognize when it's over as well. They didn't have the res, and they were slinging each other resources over the last couple minutes. And right after they lost that hill, they just didn't have the pop. I think it was 200 pop for all the Brazilians or close to it, and it was 120ish, 130ish for Finland. And without resources,
130 for Max and
yeah. Without resources, you can't replenish that. That's the issue. Okay, so there's the technology stats. I want to look at the tributing. See, fire. I wonder if that was all stone, dude. he
gave him a lot.
Yeah, he gave Miguel a lot of resources. I think Zupi and Max, for the most part, they just helped each other out with food. Maybe Max was sending some gold to Zupi for paladins, but it was food and wood, and it was when necessary. Fire and Miguel, they tried to do it real early.
Ramsey, I think it wasn't. There was a patrol bug earlier, but I think it was he had him on stand ground because it happened twice, bro. So I think he just either misclicked or he had him on stand ground at another part of the map and he forgot.
Even still though, Fire had more reinforcements coming in. So even if Zupi had all those like 10 stand ground paladins fighting, it was still gonna be good for Brazil because Fire was spamming faster. And it might have come into the fact that Fire had a lot of stables close to that hill. I did notice that, and Zupi was still producing out of his own base, if you remember. It took him further distance to reinforce. Max did end up getting the 3 relics. He had 4k relic gold. That's big. And that timeline, whew, it's like steady the whole way across.
Tom Hanks, are you serious? That was 10-11, 20-11, and 36-11?
Really? Let's see.
Like 10 minutes apart for
oh,
Fire?
yeah, look at Fire.
What?
10-11 Feudal, 2011 Castle, 36-11 Imperial. Yeah. A good catch.
That's so weird,
yeah.
man.
Interesting. Well, who was the MVP of that game then, Dave? I mean, it's hard to not give everyone MVP, but I would probably say Fire.
I think Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he really started it all.
Like, Fire only had a couple minutes there where I was thinking he's not playing so well, but then he just completely turned it around.
Yep. I can't get over this. Like, there are so many instances where very small things happen and they notice it every time. And we're spectators, so we don't have this fog of war thing going on. They, like, the one villager on the gold, for example, when Fire was using the Vil to attack, the onager cut you pointed out, I don't know, it's impressive just how good these guys are.
Well, I think they, like, part of the thing about being a top player is knowing the danger spots. So you got to check up on them every so often, you know? Like, that top corner was definitely a danger spot. And, like, potential holes in your trade, very, very dangerous. When the Max was sneaking through the middle with the Chukanus, that wasn't really a danger spot, so they weren't really looking at. And then afterwards, they noticed it every single time. Once it like cued into their brain that it could be a potential spot, they signaled it every time he came in.
Wow. I also feel like the game was better because of those cliffs between Fire and Zupi, because it was going to be so awkward to fight between those cliffs. So instead, it just stayed walled and they fought around it. And in other games, you would see a lot more pressure in that area, but I think it was impossible with all those cliffs. So the cliffs actually added to the excitement of the game. Yeah, chat was like, so much for Winlands, T90. So much for Winlands. Yeah, it was not Winlands. Brazilian won that. They are actually finished, guys, and I got to be heading off as well.